In this video, we are breaking down design tokens, the professional approach that transforms how you manage design consistency at scale. Here's the challenge facing WordPress developers and designers today: broken collaboration workflows. Picture this scenario. Your designer creates a beautiful system in Figma with carefully planned colors, spacing, and typography. Then you jump into your WordPress page builder, whether it's Oxygen, Breakdance, Bricks, Elementor, or Builderius, and you start manually recreating those design decisions as CSS variables or custom properties. But here's what happens next. The client wants to rebrand. The designer updates the colors in Figma, but now you are stuck manually updating dozens of CSS variables across your builder. There is no connection between the design source and your development environment. Even worse, if you are working with a team, everyone's creating their own interpretation of the brand colors. One developer uses 2563 EB for primary blue, another uses maybe 3B, 82, F6. Your design system fragments before it even begins. Now, modern WordPress page builders are getting smarter about design systems. Oxygen 6 lets you create CSS variables natively inside the builder interface. Breakdance pairs perfectly with the free Headspin plugin for CSS variable management. Bricks Builder natively supports creating, maintaining, and importing design tokens via JSON. Builderius provides CSS variables and a solid framework with excellent capabilities. But here's the critical insight. CSS variables created inside your page builder are the end of the workflow. They are not the beginning. The professional approach starts with design tokens as your singular source of truth, then generates CSS variables automatically. This creates a bridge between design and development that keeps everyone in sync. Bricks Builder actually gets this right. It's one of the WordPress page builders that natively consumes JSON tokens, meaning you can import your token file directly and Bricks automatically creates the CSS variables for you. This eliminates the manual variable creation step entirely. For other builders, you'll need an extra step: transforming your tokens into CSS variables using tools like Style Dictionary, then importing those variables, but the workflow principle remains the same: tokens first, CSS variables second. If you are using Bricks, you are already ahead of the game with proper token support. For everyone else, don't worry, the token principles will work across any modern page builder that supports CSS variables. You'll just have one extra additional transformational step or transformation step. So what are design tokens? Design tokens are platform agnostic values stored in JSON that act as a single source of truth for your design system: colors, spacing, typography, shadows, and more. This JSON can generate CSS custom properties for your WordPress builder, SAS variables for your theme, or even mobile app styles. One source, infinite outputs. Now, where do design tokens fit in the bigger picture? Design tokens are what Gina Ann called the subatoms, the smallest pieces of the design system. They are the abstracted visual variables that form the bedrock of Brad Frost's atomic design, serving as a single source of truth for every component style. To put this in perspective, think of tokens like master recipe ingredients. If you decide to swap sugar for honey in your master recipe, every cake, cookie, and pastry that uses that recipe automatically gets the new ingredient. Now apply this to design. Change primary blue to primary green in your token file, and every CSS variable, component, and element that references it updates instantly, whether you are using Builderius, Bricks, or any other builder. No more hunting through your builder's class library or global styles panel. One change propagates everywhere, and your designer can make that change directly in a design tool like Figma. So let's look at some benefits of using design tokens. Tokens supercharge your WordPress projects by designer developer sync. Your Figma designs and WordPress builds stay perfectly aligned. You have scaling brand systems effortlessly across complex sites and multiple projects. Client proofing your designs. They can update tokens without breaking layouts. speeding up development with consistent, reusable design decisions, creating true design systems that work across multiple client projects, seamless integration with any modern page builder that supports CSS variables. Now, here's something that confuses a lot of people. Design tokens are not CSS variables. CSS variables are just one possible output from your design token. Tokens are the abstract source. Although we are focusing on CSS and WordPress here, design tokens are platform agnostic by design. The same tokens can be transformed into platform-specific outputs, like Swift for iOS, XML for Android, or Sass for web, making them ideal for cross-platform design systems. Tools like Style Dictionary handle these transformations automatically. So your WordPress CSS variables are just one output from your master token source. You might be wondering, are design tokens actually used in the real world? Design tokens aren't just trendy. They are how the biggest companies in the world manage design at scale. So for example, we have IBM Carbon. There's the Salesforce Lightning. We have Google Material Design. We have Shopify Polaris. There's the Adobe Spectrum. Then there's Atlassian Design System and a lot more in the wild. These systems are all built entirely on token architectures and power millions of applications and websites, proving that tokens are the industry standard for professional design systems that need to scale across teams, platforms, and products. Now let's talk about how professional teams structure their design tokens. Professional token systems use a 3-tier architecture. Even Google's Material Design 3 follows this exact pattern. They call them reference, system, and component tokens, proving this is the industry standard approach. Tier 1, which are primitives that Google calls reference tokens, are raw foundational values. These are your absolute values: every color, spacing unit, typography, font size, all those type of things available in your design system. Tier 2 are the semantic tokens, which Google refers to as system. These are design decisions with meaning. These assign purpose to your raw values. For example, primary color, medium spacing, headline text. They define your design system's character. Tier 3 are component tokens. These are context-specific applications. These apply your design decisions to actual UI elements, maybe like button backgrounds, card spacing, dialogue titles, and so on. This 3-tier approach creates incredible flexibility for your WordPress projects. Change a primitive token and watch it cascade through semantic tokens to component tokens, updating your entire design system automatically. Before we wrap up, naming conventions deserve a mention. Naming is a topic that requires a mini-series on its own. Different token categories have naming systems unique to them. For lack of time, I'll just paste a few examples from maybe the color category on screen. Maybe I'll even add typography. Who knows? Brad Frost has a free Figma resource that details the naming structure and algorithm for the design token system. The architecture follows a 3-tiered token system. Let's briefly take a look. So that's what we have here. Okay, this is it being open. This is our tier 1 definitions, or primitives as they call them. So they define the ingredients available to the token system. This is an example of what it looks like in Figma: color /green /100. And this is going to have its equivalent JSON. And this is what it will look like in code: color green 100. This was added. This --ds does not come naturally. You can have it in your config file for something like Style Dictionary for it to be added automatically. So these are some examples of tier 1 categories: colors, typography, spacing, border, shadow, animation, viewport, and z-index. So you should come here and read most of these settings you have. For tier 2, as you can see, it says aka semantic, alias, theme, etc. They map tier 1 tokens to specific rules in a UI. So this is the example in Figma, and this is what it looks like in code. So you have --ds, which stands for design system. Then here you have theme, which qualifies the stage you are in. So this says this is a tier 2. So this could be theme, it could be Ilias, it could be semantic, any of the names you see up here. So once you just says this is coming from a design system, and this is the theme level, this is level 2. So as you can see here, global prefix, tier identifier, then you have your category and stuff. And finally we have tier 3, which is the component or overrides, as some people call them. This is what it looks like in Figma, this is what it looks like in code. So for tier 3 too, you could have DS, you could also have theme, but most people put components to differentiate them from tier 2, since tier 2 could have theme, semantics, or one of those things. For tier 3, you could have components here, or you have overrides. So as you can see here, DS here, themes, semantic, or component, the tier identifier. So I will put the link to this particular resource. It's a free resource by Brad Frost. So let me see, is there anything else I want to talk about? I think that's all. So to end this video, you now have the foundation, 3-tier architecture and professional naming. In the next video, we'll build this from scratch using an MVP in Figma. We're going to export the JSON using the import export plugin, then transform the JSON into CSS variables using ChatGPT and Style Dictionary. So we're going to build a button, the button for our project. Design tokens transform how you build with WordPress, from scattered styling to systematic design that keeps designers and developers in perfect sync. So subscribe to the channel, and thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Thank you very much.